Hey there, and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at the Krillin and Gohan Extreme Z battle and seeing just how difficult it is, as well as talking a little bit about the Extreme Z Awakening. Obviously, Krillin and, I would say Krillin and just in general, Krillin and Gohan, pretty solid unit. I think overall, really interesting unit. I think a solid unit. For me personally, just in general, I'd have to say, not bad. I think, in terms of like Extreme Z battles, this one has a lot of variety in terms of how you can build the team. Dragon Ball Seekers is the effective category. You're looking for tech type units. But the big thing is obviously you need to activate legendary power as a link. If you don't do that, you're just not going to have a good time. And that can influence you obviously a little bit, so it is something you probably want to keep a look at overall. Of course, all things considered, I will say for me, generally speaking, I'm quite happy with how you can build a team. I think there's a couple routes to go with. You can go Ginyu Force if you've got enough of the Ginyu Force units, especially if you have the LR Ginyu Force. You can probably just go full Ginyu Force. Throw in like the AGL Captain Ginyu. You can throw in, whichever unit you really want. But like the Ginyu Force has two very capable free-to-play LRs. You have obviously Captain Ginyus. That's great. You could go for youth. Maybe you want to use like the Tech Goku Bulma Krillin. Maybe you want to use the AGL Goku Bulma. Maybe you have Bulma herself, the Strength Bulma. So that's more than fine. You can go with all of that if you want to. I think that's perfectly acceptable. I think beyond that, basically, I think you're pretty much good to go. I think ultimately, for me, there's definitely, how can I say, definitely overall, some pretty straightforward team builds here. I think you can mesh quite a few different. There's DB Saga, there's Terrifying Conquerors that you can run. I will say, if you are looking to run a team, I would take Ginyu, like the Ginyu team or Terrifying Conquerors team, and I would run a Friend Tech Demon King Piccolo. Friend Tech Demon King Piccolo, very, very good if you obviously don't have him. Like, he does a ton of heavy lifting. You can also bring a Strength Bulma. She's a pretty solid first slot unit. That's what I'll be using her for. So I'll be taking Strength Bulma. But a lot of free-to-play options here. Some of them are a little bit of investment. Like, I know the physical World Tournament Yamcha is quite a bit of investment. So don't be scared to just kind of slot them out for whatever else is capable. You just need a good second slot unit, basically. You don't need anything crazy. You just need a good second slot unit, and most times you'll be more than good to go, I think, in general. So yeah, ultimately, I think team building here isn't too hard. You can mix and match whatever you want. Obviously, Namek Saga is a pretty good one as well, but you want as many legendaries as possible. I would refrain from bringing any strength legendaries. I do think that's probably something I would avoid, just me speaking in general, like for me. But yeah, I'd say besides that, pretty much go with whatever you want. I think ultimately you'll come out with something that's pretty good. That's just my general thought on the matter. Obviously, I understand some people, may struggle with certain different builds and that. So just try and incorporate whatever's consistent for you. I think generally speaking, my favorite units for this are Tech Demon King Piccolo, the Tech Ginyu Force free play unit, and from a summoner point of view, I'd probably say if you've got Captain into LR Ginyu or Bulma, I think those are going to help you out the most. But yeah, you can obviously run whatever you want. Now, in terms of their EZA, I think these guys have a very solid one. I think before their big issue was links. I think their links were a huge issue for them. They were a decent unit, talking raw defense and stuff. Their evasion was pretty good. When you added everything in together, they had multiple super attacks. They weren't a bad unit at all. But I think their links, the fact that they don't link very well, the fact that they had no real place on the team, I think that was a huge issue for them. Now with the EZA, they've solved a couple of those problems. They've given them key generation, a lot more key generation, which I think is definitely much better. Before they had decent amount but didn't have like enough. Now it's definitely a lot better. They have quite a high rate of evasion, so like they have essentially 70% max as their evasion compared to 60%, which I think is pretty good. And then obviously, you know, they have a lot of built-in additionals and built-in crit as well, so they do look a lot better. I think overall they're now a good damage dealing floater that you can reliably use. I think before it was a bit questionable whether you would be able to use them or not, so that's pretty good stuff overall. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for me. So honestly speaking, I think, you know, overall it's all pretty good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think the Easy A and the Easy B was pretty straightforward, but I think outside of that, it's a very, very simple event, and I think they're a pretty solid unit. So yeah, let's see how they do. I do have them, so we'll definitely take a look at how well they can do. But yeah, I think that's really probably going to be it from me. So see you guys next time. Bye.